Hi guys, I'm back after a long time no seeing, but I've been really busy. So today I'm back with another video about Rome, but I don't want to just talk about the history of Rome. I want to show you some places and I want to describe them to you. So you'll hear me talk, but you'll see some footages around Rome that I made before. So I thought about talking about about Rome, starting from the 7 Roman hills, and the first one, which was one of the most important ones, is the the Campidoglio, as we call it today. I have to say that Rome was divided in regions, and the Campidoglio was the 8th region. Divided the valley that was formed by the Velabrum, which was the swamp, the Roman. We're not talking about which was the swamp, and the Campo Marzio. It had a strategic position because it was really one of the highest hills in the. It dominates the what today we call the Isola Tiberina, which is this beautiful place that you can visit if you're just walking around Rome, at the center of the Tiber, of our river. Were actually two tops for this hill. One is it was called the Arcs, and the other one was called the Capitolium, and they are still visible today. You can see there is what today we call Piazza del Campidoglio, with the Capitoline Museum, with the entrance of the Capitoline Museum, and you have a big church, Santa Maria in Araceli, which is really high, and you can see all the stairs that bring up there. This was one of the two tops of the Campidoglio, and we have it on our left if we front the church, and on the other hand, on the right side, we have a garden, the garden of Tempio di Giove Street, Via del Tempio di Giove. This area is inhabited from the Bronze Age, and one of the most important things that we're gonna talk about later is the construction of the temple dedicated to the Capitoline Triad, Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva. So about the history of this hill, we can tell that this hill was very important during the Gauls invasion in 390 before Christ, because it was used as a fortress. And after, the history of this hill is really very important, with all the buildings that we're going to talk about, but also it has seen 3 major fires until today. One in the 83 before Christ, one in 69 after Christ, and one soon after in the 80 after Christ. And these fires, the temple dedicated to the Capitoline Triad was destroyed, and with it, all the Sibylline books, which were very important for Rome's religion. The Emperor Domitiano rebuilt this hill from scratches, but of course the temple was never rebuilt. It was also a political center, because here it was where the triumphs ended. Here the council were invested. If you think about it, we are really near to the Roman Forum, which is like two steps two steps from this street that we're talking about. Talking about this temple of Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, this is probably a temple from the 6th century before Christ. The remains of the temple are still visible to today, and in what we call Piazzale Caffarelli, which is right back behind the Capitolin Museum. The temple was very big. It was 53 meters, 53 per 63 meters, and it's the biggest temple that we have news about this like moment, the 6th century before Christ. We don't know the close-up of the temple because, of course, it was destroyed, but we can tell that from some sources we can make some hypotheses. Probably there were 3 cells, one for each god. The middle one was probably dedicated to the most important god in the in Rome's history, which is of course Jupiter. And there was probably a colonnade of 6 columns on the front, and the facade was characterized by other 6 columns. The right cell was probably dedicated to Minerva, and the left one to Juno. The decoration was made in terracotta, probably from Vulca, which was an artist from Veio, which was an Etruscan city, and they were very good at making things with terracotta. The main decoration was probably what we call a quadriga, which with the statue of Jupiter made with gold and ivory. And we know it from some representations that were made about that time. I'm gonna stop here because I think that I'm gonna make 2 videos about this, so that you can watch it all and enjoy it while you're just walking around Rome, which is my hope. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll leave you the next video so that you can see the part 2, which in which I'm gonna tell you about the Capitolin area, which was not just about this temple, of course.